All right then, going on to the next video, let's take a look at how these problems are done. From here, no simplification can take place, so we're just going to multiply what we can. X times x will be x squared. 4 times 5 will be 20. This is our final answer to this question. In question 48, 5 times 12, that's equal to 60. X times x is equal to x squared. And that is our final answer in simplified form. Now that we go down to 53, we can continue doing our work here and doing the factoring that we need to do to solve this. For 4y minus 8, I can factor out a greatest common factor to get 4 times y minus 2 over y plus 2, which can't be factored. And then y squared minus 4, I can factor that as y plus 2 times y minus 2 over y minus 2. That's not going to change. Well, when we consider what factors now, we have y minus 2, we have y plus 2, and that appears to be it. That's all it seems to reduce. So we're going to be left with a final answer of 4 times y minus 2. If you were to say, for example, multiply 4 through to get 4y minus 8, and do that, sure, that could be done. And you could write the answer that way. Just be careful that MyMathLab does not mind this form, and watch your notation. Going forward on this one, there's only one type of factoring that has to be done here, and it's a unique type of factoring that has not been shown in this video, although you should have seen it sometime before. When we take a look at a binomial, if a binomial has a first term that is negative, we can do what's called factoring the negative out. In fact, we must factor out a negative. So essentially what we do is, for this binomial here, we're going to factor a negative out, like a negative 1, and we're going to change the sign of what's here. So this is going to become 3 minus 3x. Now, I think some of you will probably realize that we can also factor out a 3, and that's fine. So let's go ahead and do that. If I do that, then I'll have negative 1 times 3, or just simply negative 3 times 1 minus x. So when we take negative 3 plus 3x, we have to factor out a negative. But then if there's anything else we can factor out, we must do that too. I just simply wanted to show that in a few extra steps. So now let's write out the remainder of this problem. Well, 5 and 16 won't reduce anything. 3 won't divide into 16 or vice versa, so none of that reduces. However, we do have 1 minus x over x minus 1. And as we mentioned before, because this is an a minus b over b minus a relationship, this reduces now to a negative 1. Now, notice here that we have a negative 1 times a negative 3. Well, 1 times 3 is 3, and a negative times a negative, that's positive. So all this is going to become 3. 3 times 5 is going to be 15. And then 16 times, well, there's nothing else to multiply, so it's just 16. So the final answer to question 59 is going to be 15 over 16. We're going to take one more look at division problems, incorporating the steps of division, and build in more of the factoring techniques into solving these problems.